He's one of the top wide receivers in all of college football. A big-time freak, George Pickens, Georgia's wide receiver star coming into the season. Just how good can this guy be? Today was named to the Bolitnikoff Award watch list for 2020. Dean Legge from Dog Post making you a smarter Georgia fan. And you know, if you've watched George Pickens, you know there are some things that he can do that it's not real common in college football these days. But he gives Georgia a real big chance to do some scary things in the vertical passing game. And not even just vertical, but if you just watch the Sugar Bowl again, it's been on the SEC Network a lot this last couple of weeks. He killed Baylor, and this was a pretty good defense for the Bears. Jake Fromm finally got in rhythm because he was throwing to George Pickens the whole time. He was named the MVP of the Sugar Bowl game. I mean, these are all big deal things for any receiver. And now the question is, just how high can George Pickens take this thing? I mean, last year when you look at his season, there's no doubt that Lawrence Cager was the guy that Jake Fromm really depended on and leaned on the most. But the best receiver on the team, all in all, was Pickens. It was just that he was getting used to his situation. Or by the time he did, Jake Fromm started really struggling. I mean, you had the game against South Carolina where he just did not play well. You had two weather games with the Kentucky game and the Missouri game. But, I mean, aside from the Florida game, Jake Fromm did not play well for about half the year. Okay, so anything from South Carolina game on. And that was really when Pickens was coming into his own. That was when you could really tell he was special. The play against, I think it was Arkansas State at the beginning of the season, yeah, that was a great catch, okay, on the sideline. But it didn't really, it just was a glimpse into what Pickens can do. And when you look at the kids that are playing at Georgia, they have a couple of five-star receivers. But he's special in a different kind of way. Like, there's an A.J. Green-ish thing about George Pickens right now. The ability to go snatch the ball, the ability to go, you know, it just looks different than the other guys. That's kind of maybe the best way to put it. And the total domination, I mean, we haven't seen a receiver dominate like that at Georgia, what he did in the Sugar Bowl, in a long, long time. So that's what I wonder is, just how much better can he be if Georgia's going to be throwing the ball around a lot more, or at least throwing the ball around a lot more in a way that's scaring the other team. I mean, Pickens is a guy that you can run an entire offense based off of the defense's fear of him. So what is that going to look like in 2020 or spring 2021, whenever we play this football season? What will it look like to see George Pickens, who's an emotional, physical, I mean, he's a college football player, but he's even more emotional than most guys when he plays. With that said, I will also add that, you know, being on the field, you see, you hear things. He did take it down a level in terms of the emotion after the Georgia Tech game against LSU in the second half, against Baylor. You know, he's a guy that probably really loves playing 7-on-7 because it's constant repetition. We're always throwing the ball. I always get to go essentially one-on-one against guys. He's not going to get a lot of one-on-ones from here on out in college football. Not unless one of these other guys, Demetrius Robertson, Dominique Blaylock, or maybe one of the younger players really steps up and throws some fear into the other team. If you do that, if you can do that, that will be frightening for the rest of college football. Dean Legge from Dog Post, you see this right here. I want to make sure that you check out our playlist for the 2020 season. And we're going to get to the 2020 season. It might be in the spring of 2021. We don't know. But check that playlist out. We will see you over on Dog Post after you've seen the playlist. Thanks for watching.